Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Intensive Treatment, your number one spot for all things Arkham related. Yeah. So
Welcome.
um, for today's episode, we're going
Yeah.
to be going over Arkham mobile project or mobile games. So throughout the course of the Arkham games coming out, some other WB has a tendency of kind of cashing in on that, and one avenue that they decided to take was mobile games, and there were a few of them that came out between, let's say, 2012 and 2015, 16, something like that, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we figured we'd at least give them a mention, tell you kind of what they're all about and our experience with them and other kinds of things like it. So let's just get into the nitty gritty and start with Arkham City Lockdown, made by NetherRealm Studios, the same people behind the Mortal Kombat games and
hmm
Injustice, of course. So, and man, what a weird release this is. Like, just
Yeah.
because this was before Injustice was even a thing. So, um,
It was. Yeah. I mean,
so
no, you go. You go ahead. Finish your thought.
uh, I was just gonna say, like, just the idea of like, because before that, before NetherRealm, they did, of course, they did like Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, but just having them make a mobile Batman game seemed out of the blue and kind of strange, but I think it actually worked out to their benefit. So,
Yeah. I mean, I remember when that game came out. I had a lot of fun on it.
mhm.
And it sucks that they all got taken off the App Store. To be honest, because I
Yeah,
actually still would play them.
me
Just
too.
they're nice to play. Like they're nothing crazy. It's just leveled games and fun swiping combat and you know out of the like you said, it's out of the blue, and like the missions are really not really related to anything necessarily, but regarding the main games, but they're still fun.
Yeah.
I remember the Deathstroke mission where you fight Deathstroke in Arkham City Lockdown. That was awesome.
Yes.
Um, but what are your thoughts on it? Like, how did you even hear about them? Because it took me a while before I actually knew about the games on mobile. I think the first time I heard about City Lockdown was when Arkham Origins came out.
So, Arkham City Lockdown. When I first heard about it, I think this came out after Arkham City was already out. So,
Mhm.
um, me, I was into the mobile games as a kid. Like, I played a whole bunch of them, and um, I guess scrolling through YouTube one day, being a massive Arkham fan that I was, I just noticed that they had this game coming out on mobile. I'm like, okay, like I'll give it a shot. It was like you had to pay for it though. I think it was like $7 or something like that. I forget. Which, by the way, this is the only Arkham mobile game you actually had to pay for. The rest of them were
Yeah,
just released for free. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I managed to get the game on my mother's iPad, and I'd occasionally, she'd use it for work or whatever, and I just occasionally kind of steal it away from just to play the game. Um, but you know what though? Out of the all the mobile games we're going to talk about, this is probably like my favorite one
Me too.
out of them
Yeah.
because yeah, this one it was based on another mobile game. I forget the name of it. It's like called Dragonheart or something like that, but um, basically the gist, like it's kind of like a fighting game, like in
Mhm.
how it plays out. Basically, you're like you said, you're swiping away at enemies and using attacks. You have special power ups like smoke bombs and bat swarms and electric gauntlets, which this was way
Oh
before
yeah,
Arkham Origins.
yeah.
And even even the Wii U version of Arkham City, if I remember correctly. So
hmm
it's interesting, kind of looking back on it. But yeah, it's a fun game. A lot of the missions are just like you go through, you fight a certain number of thugs, and then afterwards you face a boss, and all the bosses are pretty much fun.
Mhm.
There's I can't really think of one that I dislike. Maybe like Solomon Grundy because it takes a little bit
That
too
was
long
so
to do.
annoying.
But yeah, it's a fun little mobile game. It's not really much of a time sink, but it's got it's got a bit of replay value with like challenge missions. One of them I remember in particular, you fight Kano at the very end, so
Yeah.
somewhat of a Mortal Kombat tie-in.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's nothing really much to say about it. So
No, all I'll add on is that I really missed that game. I played it a lot when I was younger. Um, and like you said, the bosses, there's not really a bad one, but I always found Solomon Grundy pretty annoying because it was very long, as you said.
yeah, it just takes forever. First, like it starts with a chase sequence where you're running away from him in the sewers or something, and then
Yeah.
you're fighting him in this enclosed space, and like you said, like it takes way too long just to whittle down his health, and yeah.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that Deathstroke part that was pretty cool, and
Remember, yeah. It seems like everything that game did, Arkham Origins put into its actual game. The
yeah,
electric gauntlets, the Deathstroke fighting mission. I guess those two main things is what I'm talking about.
yeah. There's definitely some slight influence, maybe accidental influence, you could say,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, not a bad game at all.
Yeah.
Uh, so I guess we can move on to Arkham Origins Mobile.
Yeah. Now, Arkham Origins Mobile actually was the one that I played the most. Um, and I have a lot of fun memories on it. It wasn't necessarily the best. It was actually, for me, it was really repetitive. Um,
Mhm.
but I had a lot of fun because I was like, I don't know, I was like 10 years old and Arkham Origins, maybe I was 11 and Arkham Origins was just coming out. And I don't know, all the suits you could unlock in that game, it was a lot of fun. I just
Yeah,
remember having a lot of fun. Um,
yeah, because this came out. This came out what, like a couple weeks before the console game came out. So
I think so.
it was kind of like um, giving us a bit of an appetizer before the main course. Of course, I guess you can say that. But um, I'm kind of in the same boat where it's just like, I played the hell of it. I played it till the end. Like I did all the missions, fought all the bosses and stuff. Um, and I do have to say it is really repetitive. And
Yeah.
I mean, if you played it Injustice Mobile, you basically played Arkham Origins Mobile because they're pretty much the exact same game. For the most part, there's a few things that are different about it, but yeah, I think my favorite part of it is just all the suits you can get, and some of them
Yeah.
are exclusive to that version of the game. Like
Yes.
there's one where it's like it's another steampunk kind of outfit. I
I
forget the
know it.
name.
I know what one you're talking about. I
Yeah, he's like
remember.
wearing goggles and like all that other stuff. And
Yeah.
um, I didn't realize this or I only remember this until recently, but we talked about in the Arkham City skins video, like imagining seeing what Batman Beyond would look like, the cartoon version.
It's
And
fucking awesome.
they do have an animated Batman Beyond in
Yep.
Arkham Origins Mobile, and it looks exactly like the
It's so
cartoon.
good. That was my favorite suit. And I remember when I got that suit and I was so happy. Um, that suit is so fun to use.
Mhm.
Ah, weird.
But
I think skins was the best thing that game had going for it though. Um, because it's kind of like Arkham Origins was to Arkham City. It's just a copy and paste. Um, except I think this game is a bit more repetitive than Lockdown.
oh yeah, it's definitely more repetitive, and um, even the bosses too. I don't buy it. Like when I think back on it, the bosses are not that fun at all. Like
No. They're just very grindy.
And there's not even 8 of them. It's just 4.
Yeah.
You fight Deathstroke, you fight Deadshot, you fight Copperhead, and I think Bane are the 4 that you take down. One thing about that though that I find interesting is that like you fight their normal, designs that they had in the game, but they also had like variant versions of them where like Bane had like his mask off and he wasn't wearing his big jacket or anything. Deathstroke, like he didn't have his mask, but had a lighter kind of orangey look to him. And then for Copperhead and Deadshot, they just had like completely different looks from that, which actually looked kind of better than what they ended up going with for the main game, especially Deadshot. Like Deadshot looked pretty cool. It was like a classic comic book Deadshot. So
yeah, I think. Well, I think that's all there is to really talk about Arkham Origins.
Yeah, there's really nothing to it. Like. There's not much to these there isn't really much to these mobile games.
No,
this one in particular is just like it's not a whole lot to it at all. And
no, and the next one we're going to talk about is my least favorite, which was
Arkham,
Underworld.
Yeah, I never played it honestly. I've by the time I came into it, it was like the servers had already shut down, so I wasn't able to play it at all.
Well, so I was on a trip to North Carolina when that game came out, and I downloaded it there, and I deleted it after probably 1 or 2 days because it was really boring to me. And it was, it wasn't like the other ones where there's no fighting involved at all. It's kind of like it's exactly what the name is. It's the criminal underworld of Gotham, which in itself is a cool concept, but they just didn't really do anything with it. So I found it very boring. So I I deleted it. So I don't have much to say about that game.
Yeah, it's like a tactical it's like a tactical kind of game. Like you are a crime boss and you're basically taking control of all these different criminals and such in the city, which I will give it credit. It has more of an identity compared to like Lockdown and especially Arkham Origins Mobile. But from what I've seen and just it's one of those games that didn't really like there's not a whole lot of interest there. But it's different. Like, that's all I can really say about it.
Yeah, it is different. So the next, there's really nothing to say much about it. So I guess let's move on to I think the last game, if I'm correct. There's only 4, right?
I think so.
There's Unhinged, I believe. Was that the name? Or no, I think I got that name.
I could have sworn there was one more, but
I'm pretty sure there's one more.
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank here.
Okay, so there's Arkham Underworld. I'm looking at the list of mobile games. I do want to mention this, and it's not an Arkham mobile game, but it is a Batman mobile game. And just as an honorable mention, the Dark Knight Rises mobile game. I love that game.
Yeah.
And I'm so sad that it's offline. But I used to play it all the time. And it was really interesting to have an Arkham style Dark Knight game. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it had like an open world too. Like it had a Gotham to explore, and you can even drive the Bat Pod around. And you might have, I think, you could take control of the Bat or like the flying vehicle. Yeah, I do remember that game. Like, I remember it being really stiff. Like,
it was.
Like, it had some Arkham elements. Like,
Yeah.
There's a mission I remember where like you're trying to stop a bank heist or whatever, and you're going around flying on like you're on gargoyles, and you're kind of going around the room taking them out one at a time. So it's interesting.
I remember too, the biggest Arkham element of the open world wise was definitely the gliding and the grappling.
Mm.
And I mean, for a mobile game, it was really good for an open world, because there's not many open world mobile games, at least none that I've played,
No.
like at that kind of scale. Um, and yeah, I thought it was, for what it was really good. I had a lot of fun late night gaming nights, fun school nights in middle school playing this game.
Mhm.
And there was a cool feature that they had where you could take the grapnel gun, and you could shoot it at the legs of one of the criminals and pull them towards you, and then beat them down.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Um, yeah, it's been such a long time since I've played the game for myself. Like,
Yeah.
I played it right around when the movie came out, so there was definitely on that hype kind of thing where it's like we just saw the movie and like, man, this is so amazing. Let me go play the mobile game. Oh man, this is not that great at all. I guess one thing I kind of wanted to mention was, you know, game like the Injustice games, the mobile games you can play as Arkham versions of those characters, like in Origin, like you can play as Arkham Origins, Batman, and Arkham Knight. Even like they had variants of those characters, and that was a fun mobile game. Injustice, a little repetitive, but um, and but just like I'd still say a pretty interesting fact about it. So,
Well,
uh,
so oh, sorry.
I I had nothing else to say. You go ahead.
Well, Injustice, I remember. Well, obviously, Injustice 2 came out. How long after before did that come out, before the actual game came out, Injustice 2?
I think I want to say it was right around the same time because that and the first one they had like the WBID feature, so like you can unlock
Oh,
stuff
that's right.
between them. So I think they were like released concurrently or at least like a week between each other or something. So
Yeah. Well, I played Injustice 1 way more than the second one. And I don't even think I played the second one that often, because it glitched out a lot on my phone that I had at the time. So I had to consistently delete it and re-download it. So I didn't give that one a lot of time. But the first game I played a lot, and mostly because Injustice was out and I wanted the mobile game too. Um, Very repetitive though, but I
yeah,
loved the different variations of suits that you could get in that game. I think at one point you can get the Arkham Knight suit.
yeah,
So I like that element, but other than that, the game didn't really have anything significant about it. It was very cut and dry. It was just a level, not even levels. You just fight a bunch of random people, and then you can do like the single player fights for practice or whatever. And I always felt like the thing with those games is that you have to play them so much if you want to get all the extra content, because of how many coins it costs or whatever. And that was always annoying. Um,
yeah.
Especially because it's a mobile game. It's like, I don't want to put that much time into it. I'll put that much time into it on a console, but not a mobile game.
You know, because they drip feed you coins, and if you wanted to get more, you either had to play the game or like they had microtransactions in them, which ugh.
I hate, yeah, microtransactions. We don't even need to get into the hate. I hate microtransactions. God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think those are the only ones to talk about. Because Injustice 2 didn't have much going for it, in my opinion. It
I
was
never.
just,
I played Injustice 2 once on mobile, and it
yeah,
was like garbage. It was just like you said. It was all like Like it didn't work right on the phone that I had at the time, and after like I did the tutorial and I did like maybe one fight, and I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this. I only downloaded it really because you could get one of the premiere skins for the console game. I think it was like
I remember that.
It was a grid for
Yeah.
Cyborg. So
yeah,
I was like, I'll just get that. Fuck the fuck the mobile game.
Yeah, it was terrible. But I think
that pretty much covers it for Arkham mobile type. There's no, I mean, there wasn't really much there to begin with, but like
no. But at least at least we talked about them and kind of gave our thoughts and got them out of the way.
True.
Because there really isn't much there, like you said. It's just, and I doubt we're ever going to get another Arkham mobile game.
No,
just the way that consoles are now, mobile games just don't. I don't know. I don't play mobile games at all anymore.
Yeah, the age of mobile games has definitely died down, and where that phase is left behind, and it's going to stay behind.
Yeah.
It anymore.
I remember the only mobile games I really like. Well, all the good mobile games they took away. That's the thing. They don't exist anymore, and they kind of try and like recreate them with cheap knockoffs, but nothing is like the originals. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think that's all there is for this topic. Not much to talk about, but at least you guys got our thoughts on it.
Yeah. Well, episode.
Well, yeah, I guess that's it, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for the background noise. I have somebody over my house that's kind of eavesdropping on the podcast. Oh. It's like Alter is here or something. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, not as annoying though.
One more to do. One more today. You'll do two. Yeah, that's cool. He's like, oh, you're doing. He's like questioning podcast. He's like, oh, that was. We'll get into it later.
I'm a man standing here on the sidewalk. I'm gonna take you out into a bar talk.
Okay. I guess you can do the outro. I guess that's Marvel today.
So subscribe for more podcasts. I'm sure we'll have a great topic for next week or whenever the next upload is. Who knows?
Yeah.
Stay insane and stay locked up, I guess.
Yeah. Stay in the intensive treatment care lobby.
Stay in the Arkham Asylum.
Oh. Yeah. Stay in the Arkham. Yeah, see, he's getting the gist of it now. He's like, stay in the Arkham Asylum. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will catch you in the next one. Peace out.